Good evening, everybody. This is Robin with another edition of Horror Pop After Midnight. And my guest tonight is writer-filmmaker John Pata, actress Agnes Albright, and actor Jeremy Holm. How's it going, guys?
Hey, Robin.
Hey.
Hi. Going good.
Hey, thanks for coming on since it's now 2024.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Happy New Year.
Yes. Now, let's talk about the indie horror thriller film I just saw on Tubi. It kept me on the edge of my seat through the whole time. It really did. Black Mold. I loved it because it was about photography and urban exploration, which is pretty cool. So when you came up with this idea, John, you must have had to been an urban explorer and a photographer.
Absolutely, yeah. It's something I still do. I actually, now, since we shot Black Mold, which is almost 2 years ago now, I don't think I've done any urban exploration, which is interesting when I'm saying it out loud. But yeah, I've been doing urban exploration for probably about 12 years at this point, and the idea of Black Mold came to me one day when I was photographing a house, much like the houses that we see in the film. And I had a few bullet points that I just jotted down, and then I revisited it in 2020. That was like 4 years later to develop the script that then we ended up shooting.
So where on the film where you see Tanner and Brooke, where'd you find that abandoned house? Was that a legit abandoned house?
All our locations were real abandoned locations. The only exception was the funeral home. That was a real functioning funeral home. But we ended up shooting in 3 different houses, and then the main location that the characters meet the man upstairs, that's referred to as Franklin Hill in the film, that was an amalgamation of 4 different buildings found on this abandoned Air Force base in central Illinois.
That's wild. Let's talk about the funeral scene. I love how it was well done shot. I say this on my show all the time. I'm a fan of cinematography. I just love the pan shots, how you zoomed in on the perfect points of young Brooke, during her sadness during the funeral. I just love the perfect shot. It kind of reminded me of watching a Outer Limits type of episode. It's like, okay, it starts off in the funeral home. Where's this going to go? It gives you that tension.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and knowing that it doubles as a flashback and a dream, if you would, a nightmare. Rob Stern, the cinematographer, and I really wanted to approach it to have this calm kind of fluidness to it, but knowing that it was going to go in a darker direction. So kind of lean on that and build that suspense like you mentioned, which we did through those really subtle pan and zooms and just the soft camera movement. But Jeremy got to hang out in a real coffin that day.
Yeah. And, I learned some things about death that I never would otherwise have learned. And, coffins, they're not super comfortable, and they have a drain pan in them. That's the most interesting thing I learned.
I remember talking about that at dinner that night.
Wait, hold on. They have a what?
They have a pan for any leakage underneath.
Oh, God. Jesus.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
Well, I didn't want to put you through any trauma at dinner.
It's fine. It's fine.
I probably said it before you got to dinner.
So Jeremy, let's talk about your.
To look forward to, right?
Yes.
So
I'm going straight into an urn myself.
Nice.
So Jeremy, let's talk about your role. You were a paranoid squatter in this abandoned, military building. And I can tell when you were in that scene shooting, were you really cold? When you guys were filming this, was this during the winter time? I kind of had that felt like it was really cold inside the building, and
when you can see our breath in the film, you could see it on set. It was pretty cold. Pretty cold. And Agnes can tell you about being probably, I'm guessing, the coldest she's ever been on set, but it was definitely. The crew is to be commended because they were in it all day long, every day on most of the locations, except for the funeral home. They were cold all day. When we're not on set, we get to be somewhere warm, but the crew really earned their stripes there.
So when you did your role, Jeremy, was that your legit beard and everything? Was that your scruffy beard?
No, that's Sarah Sharp, the brilliant Sarah Sharp, and she built the beard, and then the special effects makeup artist Brian Zurich and her applied it, and it took about 2 hours every day to get the full makeup on.
All I have to say is you creep me out, and I was thinking the same thing. I hope I never find you in an empty building or an alleyway anyway looking like that. I'd be running for my life.
Well, mind your P's and Q's, buddy.
Now let's go to Agnes, who plays Brooke. You nailed your role to the T. I mean, I love how you could turn your character on and off from at one point being a little bit vulnerable, but also being a badass final girl at the same time. I just love how you mix that and your chemistry with the actor who played Tanner. It felt like you guys like knew each other for a very long time when you guys were filming those scenes.
Yeah, I mean, like, he was basically kind of my roommate for like a month because our hotel rooms were like right next to each other. So every day we started together at like 5 a.m. and then we'd go, we'd rap together, have like a cup of tea together. So we did become really close, and he's still one of my really good friends. So I'm glad that came across on screen.
It did. I mean, you can tell you guys worked together for like a very long time. So, John, was Agnes your ideal for the role of Brooke?
I was hoping you'd ask, was Agnes a total diva?
No, Agnes absolutely was not a total diva at all. Everybody, like Jeremy said, going back to the crew and to the cast, I cannot speak highly enough for every individual that worked on this project, because it was not a glamorous shoot by any means. And everybody committed every day, no matter if there was insulation flying in their eyes, if there was raccoon shit all over the floor that we had to walk on, when it was raining outside with freezing cold water, everybody was committed. So no, Agnes was not a diva. But in terms of Agnes being Brooke, Agnes was brought to us by our first assistant director, Michelle McGraw, who had worked with Agnes on a short previously, and Michelle was our first AD, and then we were looking for people, and she brought up Agnes and suggested her, thinking that she could be a really good fit. Absolutely. And so then we just asked for her to do a reading, and she sent a tape. And immediately after I watched that tape, I called to Sarah Sharp, her producer, and I said, make her the offer. Get her in this movie, because this is who I want to play Brooke. There was just no hesitations at all from that one reading I saw. And then before Agnes officially came on, we had a phone call together. And I don't know if you remember this, Agnes, but it was because I wanted her to get a feel for me. I wanted to get a feel for her, just to make sure that this was going to be a good fit. Because, again, it wasn't a glamorous shoot. So not only did we have to find the right actors, but we had to find the right people to work on this project. And we talked for maybe like 20 minutes, and then I asked Agnes, I said, do you have any concerns or questions or hesitations, because we will be shooting in real abandoned locations? Is there anything that you want to talk about at this moment? Are you nervous? Are you scared? And there was a pause, and she was like, there probably should be, but I don't. I'm down to get dirty, so let's do this. And yeah, so grateful to have Agnes, Jeremy, Andrew, Cato, Maisie, our whole cast. So incredible.
So, Agnes, when you played Brooke, I mean, you did a lot of hard, like, very tension type of scenes in the film, especially between you and Jeremy. You can feel the tension and the horror between you guys. I mean, you can just really feel it. I mean, it made my skin crawl. The tension between.
Oh, I love that. Good.
So how much preparation did you take to, play Brooke, to be able to, turn your character on and off?
Well, honestly, like right before, I got the script like a week before we started shooting. So, and then like I was on a plane off to Chicago. playing off Jeremy was just so easy. I mean, like, we just, like, I wish you guys could see my, like, hand gestures and face right now. Like, we just connected right away. I was just vibing off everything he was doing. John provided me with, like, 20 pages of backstory on Brooke, which I was able to, like, tap into and stuff, which was really helpful because you usually don't get stuff like that. And then we just played. We had fun. I just vibed with Jeremy. We just connected. And, yeah, I don't know what that like, formula is for an actor to just be able to, like, tap into stuff. I don't know what that is, but
feel it when you're pushing against someone who's fully there. Right away, you can feel it, and it amplifies your energy 2 or 3-fold, and it's additive exponentially. It's kind of incredible when you're when you feel that. It's exhilarating because you know something's gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna happen, but you know something's gonna happen. That was really cool, and it was immediate.
Yeah, I just think I don't know. Every actor's so different, but it's that, like, moment between action and cut, and you just tap in, because I'm not, like, method or anything like that at all. Like, the second they call cut, I'm, like, laughing with everyone and back in my own, like, world. But yeah, I think just the set, the locations, all that, like, being cold, I think all that, like, helps to, like, get there.
Yeah,
I'm kind of missing it right now. I haven't thought about it for a while, probably since Panic Fest, but that was such a great time.
It was so fun. I mean, it was so fun. We just, like,
that
between
still
takes.
makes me...
Go ahead.
It's such a relief to hear that. And I know we've talked about it so much, but I know those days were long. They were cold. They were hard. And I was just working on some of the special features earlier today that will be on the Blu-ray that comes out this year.
Did you say that? Are you supposed to say that?
Yeah, sure. Well, yeah, we could say. I didn't give any details, but there'll be a physical release. That's right. Okay to say. But seeing the outtakes and just everyone laughing and having fun, and it was so reassuring and just nice to see that it was hard. Like, there's no denying this was a hard film to make, but everyone had fun the whole time, and that's just so important.
That's pretty cool. And the cool thing, I like how you made the film. I loved it how you made it feel like what the characters are going through. Are they going through something for real, or this is all hallucinations in their mind? Are they really in that building, or are they really somewhere else? And it just felt like an acid trip watching this film with, like, all the tension and all that. Because by you doing that, I didn't know what's going to happen next. You never made it easy for the viewer to watch it. I'm constantly going, okay, is Brooke and Jeremy's character, are they really there, or is it all like a hallucination? And she and Tanner didn't use their breathing apparatus while they're going through these urban thing, and they sucked all this black mold, and was it like just a big, like, acid trip?
Well, that's great. Thank you. That's such a compliment, because that was what we were going for. We wanted to keep the viewer guessing and not sure where things were going to go, but also what was truly happening. So to know that connected with you is just it's really wonderful to hear, and thank you.
Yeah, it was. And another thing I liked the other cinematography shot where you had the actor who played Tanner, where he came in front of these, like, scarecrows. The scarecrow scene, and I love the pan shot, how you, like, zoomed it in, making the viewer feel like they were walking with Tanner right into it, feeling that cold tension. And I just love the shots, how you made the camera shot like the character in the film, because you can feel, like, this cinematography shot was, like, zooming you in to feel that tension and scare of those, like, freaky scarecrows.
Well, again, thank you just for noticing that. I mean, there's so much detail and planning and thought that goes into so much of filmmaking, and a lot of little details like that Rob Stern, the director of photography, and I worked on really hard to establish. And so it's very rewarding to know that it's something you picked up on.
Oh, see, I like that when I watch a film, I like to pick up on, things of what I liked and didn't like. But yeah, like I told you earlier, I'm a big fan of cinematography, and it just fascinates me how, you can get unique angles, like in certain small spots of shots or wherever you're filming. And I also love the long shots with Brooke, running down the dark hallways. It just felt like so, breathtaking and real at the same time, because you can really feel what Brooke was feeling, because you're in the dark, and you're supposed to be in a safe place, but instead you decide to go wander out in the hallway. And then you have Jeremy's character. You don't know if he's going to come out and whack you with that rod. It just gives that great eerie tension feel.
Excellent. And I remember Jeremy and I had this conversation pretty early on, but we both wanted to approach the man upstairs was not the villain. And I think it's easy. And really, when you think about it, the man upstairs, he never offers a threat except for initially when he thinks that he is being pursued by them. So the man upstairs, I think, is a very he was a victim of the wrong place at the wrong time, unfortunately. Well, I guess
the only character who's doing the right thing almost the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how Jeremy says that, he's kind of right on that, because he was in protective mode, just minding his own business, just living his life. He didn't want to be bothered by the outside world. He just wanted to be left alone in peace, by his fire.
But Robin, it's more than that. It's not just that he wanted to be left alone. He wanted to save his family. He had to be there to save his family.
Yeah, I felt that too. I wish there was.
Hurt his family.
Yeah, I wish there was a little bit more of a backstory about the man upstairs, about a little bit more of of his family life, which would have been kind of cool to blend it in a little bit. I know where you guys were going with this film. It would I would have loved to see a little origin story about the man upstairs.
Well, maybe
we got that.
I actually really love that.
Well, Jeremy also received about 20 pages of backstory.
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. And John, I never told you this. One time I took a train. I took the Starlight Express from San Francisco to L.A. And that train trip constantly under every underpass, it goes along the Pacific Highway, Route 1, and underneath all those highways, it's constant homeless people the whole way. Tens of thousands. And at every train stop, you have a chance to observe, what that life is like. And I kind of was able to draw on those images and that train trip. It's very sad, very sad.
Oh, I think so. It's very sad too, because I'm from California. I went back to go visit some friends, and same thing. If you go like down around L.A. and Pasadena area, you see a lot of homelessness and a lot of tent cities, and a lot of people that really need help. That no one's not really reaching their hand out to help them. But yeah, it's kind of sad and kind of scary at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the character. That's what's happening, and these characters are caught in this kind of no man's land, really. It's kind of a brilliant... John's brilliant, let's just say it.
All right. All right, I'm going to ask you guys these questions. When you're not... John, when you're not behind the camera writing, and Jeremy and Agnes, when you're not in front of the camera acting... What do you guys enjoy doing? Do you guys have that like geeky, nerdy passion you like doing? Like after you're done filming or writing, it's like, I just like this passion of mine. Do you guys have that certain type of passion?
I seriously, go ahead.
What's the question?
Do you have like a passion or a hobby you like doing it to relax after you're done, working on the set?
You mean other than acting?
Yes.
Oh.
No. Just kidding.
I mean, I'm a dad, so I'm pretty into my kids. I love my kids. I like hanging out with them and playing Legos, and teasing them, giving them a hard time, letting them give me a hard time. There's not time for much else. Acting and kids.
It was really wonderful that Jeremy would FaceTime with his family every day on set. And so, there he would be in the full makeup in between takes because it was the time for him to, we were going to do a different setup. So he had 10 minutes and boom, he'd FaceTime with the family and talk with the kids.
We're used to it now. It was tough at first.
I love
We're used to it now.
That's so funny. I totally remember that too. You'd be like, okay, I love you guys. They'd be going to bed, whatever. And then we'd be doing this like super dramatic scene. Everyone's screaming. It was like,
Agnes, what do you do?
I feel like I'm like 90 years old. I really do. I mean, just like, I love going on hikes. I love just like sitting on a bench and like watching birds. I love drinking my tea. I love hanging out with my animals, my little dog who's like next to me staring at me right now, my cats, traveling with my husband, anything outdoorsy. Like we're such like outdoor people that, if you say like, let's go to the beach, let's go to the mountains, let's go out to the desert, like that's what we do for fun.
Hey, shout out to Luke.
Thank you. I'll let him know.
Yeah. Please give Luke a big hug on behalf of both Jeremy and I.
We love Luke.
I definitely will. He's a good one.
I read a lot. I like to go for walks, and as of last year, I bake pies from scratch. That's like my...
Wow.
What? Hold on. What? Are they delicious vegan? Are they delicious vegan pies?
I
Agnes,
make all
did you eat any pie on set?
I didn't do it on set. It was November 2023. November 2022. I woke up one day, never baking anything in my life. And I was like, I wonder if I could bake a pie from scratch. And I've made probably like 50 pies in the last year, just trying it out. And I found out I like making pies more than I like eating them. I like eating a slice or two. So any reason I have to make pies and give out to people. So I have pies coming for everyone. I guarantee.
Wait, what kind of pies are you making? Are you making like plant-based? Or are you putting cheese and like what, or like any dairy products into any of these things? Or
yeah, well, I'll make vegan pies for myself, and then I make regular pies for other people. But I just made a strawberry rhubarb pie. I've done.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Strawberry rhubarb is your favorite?
Yes.
I have a note in my phone that I log what my friends' favorite pies are, so then I know to make it. But
wow.
Blueberry pie is pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I do it all. I just made my first cheesecake, like 2 weeks ago. So I'm a baker now.
Yes,
I love that.
That is too cool. I like that. You can make me a pie too.
You got it, Robin. Absolutely.
Yeah, send me a pie out in the Midwest so I can just like do a little video on it and go, look what John made me.
I like it.
And then everybody.
I think that's one of the. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Agnes.
I think that's one of the best things about John is you would never know you make horror movies. You usually dress in all black, but yet you're like, I'm going to make you a pie, and I'm going to send you a sweet Christmas present, and I'm going to text you, every couple weeks just to check in on you. You're, the sweetest person.
Well, you all are wonderful, and I love you all, so I want you to be in my life, and I'm honored to be in yours.
We love you, John.
We love you.
I may not know you guys, but I love you guys, too. So, John, where can everybody find you guys on social media, and what's your next project?
Well, I guess I'll go. Jeremy and I actually have a really fun Christmas movie coming out next year called Holiday Hold Up.
This year.
It's going to be next year now.
No, we're in 2024, sweetheart.
Yeah, we're in 2024.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. 2024.
It's only 11 months away, baby.
Oh, God. So we have that. It's a really fun holiday, heist movie. And, yeah, that's about it. And then we'll see what else is around the corner. The strikes are over, which is nice, so there should be lots of work coming up.
Yes. I have that movie, Holiday Hold Up, and I have another one called F.U. Big Pharma. It's a comedy. and then maybe Agnes and I have something else we will be working on.
That would be cool.
Sounds exciting.
Shoot, I'm excited. I want to see this holiday holdup. I bet it's better than a regular Hallmark Christmas movie.
Oh, way better.
Way
So
better.
fun. It's John Piricello's in it, and that man, you almost can't do your job when he's around because he makes everybody laugh all the time. It's crazy with him.
You know,
Come here, Alice. Come here. I always try to get my daughters to come up with it.
hey,
And there's a lot of crossover between
that's
Black
cool.
Gold and Holiday Holdup, other than just the two of you. A lot of the same crew.
Camera crew, Rob and Sarah. Yeah, a lot of crossover, and then a lot of new people that were new to the project, and I think it's going to be really good. It's going to be really good, and the AD is the writer-director, Michelle McGraw, so that's fun.
Yes. Michelle, who connected Agnes with Black Mold, wrote and directed part of Holiday Holdup.
That's how the biz works, right?
That's right. That's right.
Now,
Yeah, and I'll just say I'll be, for the next 2 months, I'll be working on these special features for our physical release that'll be coming in 2024, and I hope there's more. We'll see what happens after this, you know. It's making one movie's tough, and people say it's a miracle, and I would not disagree. It took me 9 years to get a project off the ground to direct again, so I'm hoping it's not going to be another 9 years now from Black Mold.
I hope not too, John.
Yeah, because we all got to work together again.
yeah, I want to see a sequel, but this time about the man from upstairs, how it all became, you know, how he got, you know, where he's at. I would love to see like that, make it to like kind of like a mystery type of thriller horror, you know, how he became to be, you know. That would rock. And I would also, you know, like to see a sequel to Black Mold 2 to see what Brooke's been up to.
But she's not in jail.
So we need two. We need a prequel for the man, and then we need a sequel.
But you'd be in the prequel too, Agnes.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, we can make that happen.
Do it,
John,
damn it, do it.
write
And I'm a fan of fiscal.
All right, I'll get busy.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Fiscal Media. I support Fiscal Media since now Fiscal Media is slowly disappearing, you know, because Best Buy and Target, they're not selling it. Now, pretty soon, who knows, Walmart will be next. And I'm not mad at the
Physical Media, man. You'll own it forever.
Yep. And I don't hate the casual streaming movie person, but, you know, I want the physical copy. And when I found out you are doing a Blu-ray, I'm definitely going to pick that up to add that to my huge film library. So I better get that signed by you guys too.
We can make that work. We can make that work. Absolutely.
That would be cool. But thank you so much for coming on out of your guys' busy schedule to have fun with me tonight. You guys were a blast.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Robin. This was fun.
Yes.
And it was good to see everyone's faces.
Oh,
Yeah, it's good to see your face too, Agnes.
Yeah.
I'll get it fixed. I tried to log off halfway through, but then it was like not letting me. And I was like, oh, fuck it. I'll be a mystery.
Oh, you are a mystery, and I'm going to be thinking about it going, what she really look like through the screen since I saw her on...
Surrounded by a riddle
Yeah.
wrapped in an enigma.
Exactly. And like I said, this was fun. We talked about your movie. We talked about your likes. And the cool thing is, we got to talk about pie.
We got to talk about pie. That's right.
You won't hear that on a regular podcast, like on a horror podcast, talking about pie.
That's right.
159.
And my listeners are probably going, what? You guys were talking about pie?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
But
I love it.
anyways,
Okay.
I'll bake pies for all.
yes. And like I said, thank you so much. I'm also looking forward to seeing Holiday Holdup. And I definitely would love to have you guys on again after, you know, Holiday Holdup comes up so we can talk about that. It seems like it's going to be a fun film. And I've been checking out some of Jeremy's stuff, so I'm going to follow Jeremy to see what he's doing next. And of course, Agnes, I've been following a little bit more about her stuff too. Well, there we go. And everybody have a great evening. And thank you for listening to Horror Pop After Midnight.